All right, we're back here on MyHockeyLive. Second intermission action. Hingham and Duxbury tied up at 1-1, a game with major Super 8 implications. Hingham, they're already in. This is all about seeding for them. Duxbury, they could use a signature win to feel really good about their chances. I think they're already in, but if they were to beat Hingham, they're definitely in that top 6. So we're going to talk to somebody who knows all about being in the Super 8, I believe, every year of your high school career. Here's Jeff West,
Correct.
member of the Hardman varsity team, 2008 through 2010 or so?
Correct.
All right, Jeff, you were on the team, the Hingham team that broke through, became just the second public school at the time to win that Super 8 back in 2010. You guys were down here in Falmouth, as Hingham is every year, and that was the year, if I'm not mistaken, that crazy comeback win over BC High.
Correct.
Try to relive that game with me a little bit.
Yeah, it was a pretty crazy game, and we didn't come out too hot in the first couple periods, but as the coach Tony Messina is, he kept us resilient, held us accountable for our mistakes and what we needed to do out there, and came back like 6 goals to win the game. So it's a pretty crazy game. It definitely had Super 8 implications, so this is a tournament that means kind of the most to a lot of teams like Duxbury right now that are right on the cusp of getting in there.
Certainly. Duxbury, when they last won this tournament in 2014, it wasn't necessarily an auto bid, but it did solidify their spot in the Super 8. And if they won this tournament this year, I mean, absolutely. Top 6 lock, wouldn't have to worry about the play-in games. So after that game against BC High, because you guys wound up not winning the Buddy Ferrer Classic that year, but you get into the Super 8, and we know all about, you know, the two most famous games, I think, would be that overtime win against Malden Catholic. You had an assist on that game-winning goal, if I'm not mistaken?
Not the game winner. Earlier in the game, though.
Okay, that was 4-3. Rick Boyle, of course, the game winner against MC. You know, for a while there, that was the last time MC hadn't won the Super 8. They went on to win 4 in a row, 5 of the next 6. So Hingham was sort of the thorn in that MC side for a little bit. Let's relive that championship game win against CM, something I'm sure that you do quite often here. You know, I was gone from Hingham at that point, so I don't really remember the buzz around town per se, but it felt like from the outside, not a lot of people were really giving the Hardman a shot.
No, I mean, we didn't, probably weren't getting the love that that the other Catholic schools were getting. I mean, we're probably one of the very few public teams in the tournament there. There's always questions about our goaltending that going into the Super 8. Our top line did a majority of our scoring too, so they obviously carried a lot of the weight scoring-wise on the sheet, but we definitely had our other lines that went out there, wore teams down, kind of like what Hingham has now. They have that top line and kind of the second, third, fourth line. That's the good thing about Hingham. Tony's willing to put out lines 1 through 4 week in, week out, wears teams down, keeps legs fresh, and lets the top line kind of do its own thing.
So you played the final year of Garrett Regan in Hingham. You were on the varsity, and then the first year of Tony Messina. How do you think Tony is any different now in his 11th season as a head coach as he was back then when he took over? And maybe the hardest job to fill of any coach in Massachusetts high school hockey, the guy who followed Garrett Regan. Tony has not only done that, he's only 1 state title shy of GR now.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
He's got 2. GR had 3.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Tony's changed too much. I mean, watching the style of hockey, it's basically the same thing what I went through. It goes a lot to show for the type of coach and guy he is, that he's able to put out a quality roster every single year, being a public school as well. Obviously, no kind of outside kind of talent coming in. So, yeah, it just goes to show the type of guy he is, week in, week out, holds people accountable, gets them prepared, practice, and in between periods, I'm sure that they'll come out buzzing this the third period here.
Now, Jeff, like you said, it's a public school. You can't really bring anyone in from the outside, and Hingham does as good a job as any public program in the state of keeping their players in Hingham, and whether that's, you know, keeping them away from going to the Catholic schools or prep schools or even junior programs. Speak to your own high school hockey experience and how much fun it was playing for your hometown with your friends that you grew up playing with, something that I just don't think exists, certainly when you go play at a prep school in the ISL or playing in these junior programs.
Yeah, I mean, it was an awesome time to go win the Super 8 with my best friends, guys I skated with from when I was 5 years old till still skate with them today.
Of course.
So it's it's a lot of fun. I mean, there's nothing like it. You already know the guys in the locker room. You know the type of mentalities that they have. And again, you've been playing with them your entire life, so just makes it that much easier going out on the ice and kind of knowing their tendencies. We play, like I said, crazy amount of hockey together, probably like 15 years together. So, and like I said, still play with them today. Still some of my best friends that I played with on that team, younger, older, still stay connected with them. So, yeah, it's doesn't say enough that kind of Tony definitely kept us together. In the locker room, everyone it was just a brotherhood mentality.
Now, let's not forget how many players from that Hingham team wound up playing college hockey after 4 years at a public program. I know Timmy Driscoll going on to Holy Cross, Al Pompeo first at Southern Maine, then Salve Regina. I'm probably drawing a blank on a few others. I just know
Connor
Coveney, of course, at Trinity, national championship.
Yep,
no big deal. Yeah, certainly. So, examples like that, they do exist, and it happens. It still happens at public schools. You can do it, and it's just awesome to see. So, Jeff, thank you so much for coming by here.
Absolutely.
And, real quick, what do the Hardmen need to do here in this third and final period to break open a tie?
Probably just get shots on goal. I mean, goalie looks pretty good in net, so you got to get him a little uneasy. Maybe it's probably going to take the second or third try to get it in the back of the net. So, imagine shots on goal, get pucks in deep, and play the body.
All right. He's Jeff West. Jeff, once again, thank you for coming on. We'll be back in about 4 minutes here for a third period action. Hingham and Duxbury tied up at 1-1. Don't go anywhere, hockey fans. MyHockeyLive.com.